You are listening to Yeningthagi, Whispers of Life, stories that arrive quietly and stay. The hills were unusually quiet that afternoon, not peaceful, just still, as if the earth had not yet decided whether it was done speaking. We had been on the road since morning, moving from place to place, looking at buildings that no longer trusted themselves. Walls carried fresh cracks, pillars leaned into uncertainty, people spoke softly as though loud voices might wake something again. By the time we reached Namchi, it was already late for lunch. The district officials were waiting for us at the SDM's office, calm, prepared, efficient. We slipped easily into our professional roles. I met the chief medical officer and spoke briefly with him. The district hospital thankfully had escaped major damage. Time was short. With the team moving ahead already, I suggested we skip the hospital visit, and with the team leader's permission, the CMO was released for the day. Lunch followed, simple and generous: fried fish, warm rice, familiar dishes. Everyone ate together, the SDM officers, clerks, drivers. No protocol, no hierarchy, just people sharing food after a long morning. It felt quite right. After lunch, sleepiness crept in as the vehicles moved on. At one point, we stopped by the roadside and stepped out. I thought to myself, perhaps another set of damaged government quarters. This is exactly what it was: cracks on walls, stretch marks on pillars, the visible handwriting of a restless earth. The district officials spoke of a major landslide half a kilometer away, accessible only on foot. There was discussion, routes, alternatives, directions. While they spoke, my eyes wandered. Beyond us stood a compound with unusually high walls, topped with barbed wires. A prison does not need a signboard. Just then, Mr. Kanal introduced a man in police uniform. "Sir, this is the superintendent of Namchi jail." The team leader nodded. "These quarters belong to the jail staff?" "Yes, sir. But there has also been damage inside the jail. The cracks are there on the walls, and the wall is now easier to climb. It's dangerous." "Have you reported this to the higher authorities?" "Yes, sir, I have, but the file has come back." There was no anger in his voice, only restraint. He turned briefly to the state government representative, not complaining, just stating a fact. The team leader responded evenly. "I can't release funds directly. That's not my role. You can initiate repairs through the state machinery and recover the costs from the disaster fund. Kanal, this should be in the state memorandum." "Sir, if you could come in and see the damage." "We are running short of time. If it's in the memorandum, it will be taken care of." "Please, sir, even 5 minutes, even from outside." We stood still, waiting for the itinerary to decide for us. The jailer added softly, "Unlike other jails, sir, we tried to keep this one spick and span." Something stirred inside me. "Sir, maybe we could just have a quick look," I offered. My words did not travel far. "Next time," the team leader said, "when we come in October." "Right, sir," the man replied, saluting. Someone asked him if he was a lepcha. I did not hear his answer. As we spoke, we turned back towards our vehicles. The jailer, who had failed to persuade Visa to visit his prison, walked near me and spoke again, this time not as an official. "Sir," he said quietly, "when the earthquake came that day, I ran from my quarters to the jail." His voice was steady. The prisoners locked inside barracks and cells started shouting, हम तो मर जाएंगे, हमको बंद करके मारने के लिए रखा है. We will die. We are kept locked here to die. I tried everything. I could not control them. I could not calm them. So I took a chair, opened one barrack, went inside, sat on the chair, and asked my men to lock me in with them. And I told the prisoners, if you all die in this earthquake, I will also die with you. The road fell silent. It was evening in Sikkim, and somewhere behind high walls, fear had met not with force, but with a man who chose not to leave. Earthquakes reveal more than cracks in buildings. They reveal the invisible structures we live inside: fear, power, duty, and care. That day, I did not enter the jail, but the jail entered me. Behind those walls were men whose freedom was already suspended. When the earth shook, their fear was simple and human. We will die locked in. The jailer could have stood outside. He could have shouted instructions. He could have relied on rank. Instead, he crossed an invisible line. Leadership did not raise its voice that evening. It sat on a chair inside a locked barrack and said, if you die, I will die with you. The earth eventually grew quiet. The walls still carried their cracks, but something else had already held. Thank you for listening to Yeningthagi, Whispers of Life, a new story every Sunday.